Donald Trump lost the presidency. He lost major elections. He faced investigations. He was declared finished more times than any modern politician. And yet, he still bends the conversation. He still defines the battlefield. He still decides what America argues about next. Power isn't supposed to work like this, but here we are. This is not about whether you like Trump or hate him. This is about why his power didn't disappear when the office did. Because something changed in America, and Trump learned how to use it before anyone else understood it. In the past, power followed position. Lose the office, lose the influence. That rule no longer applies. Trump proved that power can survive without authority, and once that happens, the system never goes back to normal. Today is different. Today, we explain why this power sticks. Trump doesn't control government. He controls attention, and attention is now the strongest form of power in America. Before Trump, power lived in offices. Legitimacy came from institutions. Silence meant irrelevance. After Trump, power lives in attention. Legitimacy comes from reaction. Silence means weakness. Trump didn't invent this shift, but he mastered it. Think about someone you know who doesn't hold the highest position but still controls the room. They speak, everyone reacts. They post, everyone responds. They leave, the conversation follows them. That's not authority, that's gravity. Trump has gravity. People don't follow Trump because he's calm. They follow him because he feels certain. In uncertain times, certainty feels like strength. Trump's power didn't fade because it was never rooted in the presidency alone. The presidency was just a tool. So if Trump's power doesn't come from office, where does it actually come from? Trump's power doesn't live in Washington. It lives in your screen. In Part A, we learned something critical. Trump's influence didn't disappear when he left office because it was never tied to the office alone. It was tied to attention. Now we need to understand how attention became power. Once upon a time, attention followed authority. Now authority follows attention. That reversal changed everything. Modern systems reward three things: reaction, speed, emotion. Not accuracy, not depth, not restraint. Trump fits the system perfectly. Trump communicates in signals, not speeches, short, emotional, clear. Each message creates reaction. Each reaction creates coverage. Each coverage creates more reaction, a closed loop. The media doesn't promote Trump. The media amplifies reaction. Trump is simply the most reliable source of it. Before, coverage followed events. Silence reduced relevance. Outrage faded quickly. After, coverage follows reaction. Silence increases suspicion. Outrage never fully fades. Trump learned to stay inside the cycle. Think of a post that makes you angry. You don't just read it, you respond, you share, you argue. That post wins. Trump's messages work the same way. People don't consume Trump content to agree. They consume it to feel something: anger, validation, fear, relief. Emotion keeps attention alive. The system doesn't ask, is this good for democracy? It asks, does this keep people watching? Trump answers yes every time. Outrage is not resistance in the attention economy. Outrage is fuel. Every attempt to shut him down keeps him centered. Trump doesn't dominate the news because everyone supports him. He dominates because everyone responds to him. But attention alone isn't enough. Plenty of people go viral and disappear. So why hasn't Trump? That answer has nothing to do with media and everything to do with identity. Trump stopped being just a politician a long time ago. He became a mirror. But attention alone doesn't explain endurance. Virality fades, trends die, outrage moves on. Trump didn't. That's because Trump crossed a line most politicians never do. He became identity. And identity isn't something you vote for, it's something you feel. Once politics becomes identity, facts feel personal, criticism feels like attack, defense feels like survival. Trump operates inside this space. Trump didn't present himself as a policy platform. He presented himself as you versus them, the system versus the people, truth versus elites. People didn't just agree, they recognized themselves. Loyalty can change. Identity resists change. If Trump is wrong, the identity feels threatened, so the mind defends, not Trump, the self. Before Trump, politics was opinion. Disagreement was debate. Losing felt temporary. After Trump, politics is identity. Disagreement feels hostile. Losing feels existential. That shift keeps Trump powerful. Think about your favorite team. When they lose, it hurts more than logic explains. You defend them. You explain it away. You stay loyal. Trump functions the same way. Not as a leader, as a symbol. For supporters, Trump represents being heard. For opponents, Trump represents what they fear. Both sides keep him alive. Trump doesn't need to convince anymore. He just needs to exist. Reaction is automatic. You can move on from policies. You can move on from leaders. You can't easily move on from identity conflict. The system keeps replaying it because it keeps people engaged. Trump's power hasn't faded because it lives in people, not institutions. But identity alone doesn't sustain power forever. Something else locks it in. Something structural. Something uncomfortable. Trump didn't trap the system. The system trapped itself. But identity alone doesn't control institutions. Systems have rules, incentives, survival instincts. That's where Trump locked in his power. Institutions don't think morally. They think structurally. They optimize for stability, predictability, survival. Trump fits into all three, ironically. Conflict drives attention. Attention drives relevance. Relevance drives funding. Trump produces conflict without effort. That makes him structurally valuable, even to systems that oppose him. Media doesn't choose Trump daily. It responds to demand, and demand spikes around Trump consistently. Ignoring him costs audience. Covering him preserves it. That's not ideology. That's economics. Before, institutions filtered disruption. Media slowed narratives. Silence de-escalated stories. After, institutions react in real time. Media accelerates narratives. Silence escalates speculation. Trump thrives in acceleration. Trump triggers reaction. Institutions respond. Coverage amplifies. Public reacts. Trump waits. Loop complete. No central control. No conspiracy. Just incentives aligning. To reset, the system would need to slow down, de-escalate, and accept lower engagement. That's too costly, so it continues. Everyone feels trapped. Supporters feel attacked. Opponents feel exhausted. Institutions feel powerless. Trump remains. Trump didn't hijack the system. He optimized for it. That's why his power hasn't faded. But no system can run on conflict forever. Eventually, something breaks or something changes. Power that doesn't fade doesn't stay the same. It transforms. Attention, identity, incentives, institutions, all aligned. But alignment is not stability. It's tension. Systems built on conflict face only three futures: collapse, control, or transformation. America is moving toward the third. The system is too profitable, too large, too embedded, too normalized. Conflict pays too many people. Control means censorship, suppression, centralized narrative, forced silence.
History shows that path radicalizes people. It strengthens identity politics. It strengthens figures like Trump. Transformation looks quieter, slower, cultural, generational. Power shifts away from figures toward platforms, networks, and narratives. Trump is not the end product. He's the prototype. Trump's power hasn't faded because America hasn't replaced the system that created it. Change the system, and figures change naturally. Don't change the system, and new Trumps appear. Trump doesn't need to win elections to remain powerful. He just needs to remain relevant. And relevance now lives in attention, identity, conflict, and reaction. All four remain. America isn't divided by Trump. Trump revealed the division. America isn't controlled by Trump.